Welcome back, everyone. So, today we're going to cover another tragic story. Fear. The fear that a couple felt, that they expressed to not only the hospital, their primary care physician, they expressed it to family, and two of those family members were law enforcement officers. They expressed the fear that they both had COVID 19. Then, as both of their health deteriorated over the course of the previous week, it built up to a point where the husband and wife decided that they didn't want to suffer through COVID 19, and they killed themselves. Well, murder, suicide. But they left behind a lengthy note apologizing for what happened, but they didn't want to be a burden upon their families. Like I had reported before, this is becoming more and more prevalent in our society as mental health has been ignored for the most part, while the panic has, gotten to a frivolous, level, and that at the same time, people are self-isolating away to protect themselves from this, cutting off ties, social ties that they would have, outward ways to alleviate the stress within their lives. And here we have another case of murder, suicide related to COVID. COVID fears linked to Illinois pair's murder suicide. An Illinois man fatally shot his partner before turning the gun on himself because he was afraid they both had COVID, police said. Authorities discovered the bodies of Patrick Jesnick, 54, and Cheryl Schiffner, 59, at the Lockport township on Thursday. The two had each been shot once, police say, and were found in separate rooms, with the gun lying near Jesnick's body. Both tested negative for COVID-19 in their post-mortem examinations. Family of the couple told the police that Jesnick had been scared. Both he and Schiffner had contracted the virus. Schiffer, who had reportedly had recent difficulties breathing and had all the symptoms of COVID, high fever, difficulty breathing, and pain in her lungs, was tested 2 days before her death. The relatives did not believe she had received yet the results. The individuals who contacted police had been asked by Jesnick's parents to check on their son because they had not heard from him. Will County Sheriff's Office said in a press release the couple's address had no previous calls for authorities related to domestic disputes, and very little police contact. Investigations by local authorities found that Jesnick had shot Schiffner in the back of the head before turning a gun on himself. There were no signs of a struggle. A lengthy suicide note from both individuals was found on the coffee table of the home. During the current COVID-19 pandemic, a vast majority of calls to deputies and police departments have been responding to in domestic disputes and crisis intervention calls, the sheriff's office said in a statement. In the state of Illinois, domestic violence calls have shot up over 40% in the last month alone. Domestic violence calls. Crisis intervention calls are up 37% in the state of Illinois in the past 30 days. Human beings were never meant to self-isolate for such a long period of time. And when people self-isolate, they cut themselves off from everything and everyone. And the stress builds. And now, here is another case, another tragic case of what happens when people do this. If you feel like you need help, reach out, get help. Stay safe, everyone.